Good afternoon. I represent John's campaign, the Patients Association and Care Rights UK. In your addendum, you appear to accept that the concerns about the adverse impact of visiting restrictions, isolation and so on, that had been raised by people drawing on care and their supporters weren't heard by some in government, and that this was partly because they weren't, as it were, in the room. In your 2023 witness statement, you also welcome, and I quote, the emergence during and since the pandemic of groups specifically representing care home residents and their families, like Rights for Residents, who helped raise awareness of the importance of visiting. Do you agree that those groups and others like them should have been better listened to by decision makers during the pandemic?
I think, as you just allude to in that question, one of the challenges is that there was just limited groups in existence representing particularly Rights for Residents emerged, if I recall right, during the pandemic and became a very effective advocate on visiting. The department and me personally had sort of care user groups that we did regular sessions with, whether it's in-person meetings, non-pandemic times, or lots of remote calls. And those groups included family members of people who received care. They included people who were carers, unpaid carers. They included people who themselves drew on social care support. So I did have points of contact. And TLAP would be an organisation to think about in this as well. But those were more likely to be, particularly I think particularly people who, for instance, were receiving care at home. There wasn't such a strong voice from residents of care homes, is my recollection, and that is something which Rights for Residents particularly provided. And they were one of the ports of call for getting that view as the pandemic went on, and in fact subsequently leading to the legislation which I introduced to count visiting as a fundamental standard of care, now is one of the things that CQC inspects on.